What if we could predict when you're going to get Alzheimer's disease and what you can do now to stop the development of this brain disease? Today, I'm going to show you why the sleep you're having right now actually tells you both when and how fast Alzheimer's disease is developing inside your brain, and how the right sort of sleep can actually stop the symptoms from developing. Hi, I'm neuroscientist Dr. Ben Webb, and I'm here to help you cultivate a healthy brain for a mentally healthy and happy life. Welcome to episode 31 of Better Brain, Better You. Hey there, how are you doing today? I hope you've had a great week, and thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube. And if you are watching on YouTube, please do make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. And if you're listening to the podcast on your favourite platform, please do leave us a review. It really does help us to get our message out to a wider audience. We release weekly episodes for brains of all ages. But before we dive into the content today, I want to share some exciting news about a new program that we're developing here at ALZHEIMER'S. So based on the latest neuroscience, we're developing a dementia prevention program. That's an end-to-end online program on how to prevent the mental decline and memory loss caused by dementia, from healthy aging to memory problems to dementia risks, to how to boost your brain health to prevent dementia. It will all be in this new program. And if this interests you and you would like to know more about this groundbreaking new program, you can find out more details at ologyonlinecourses.com/prevent dementia. That's ologyonlinecourses.com/prevent dementia. Okay, along with cancer, Alzheimer's is the most feared disease in the developed world. It's a progressive brain disorder that slowly destroys memory and thinking skills. And in most people with Alzheimer's, symptoms don't actually appear until they're in their 60s, even though the brain disease itself actually starts many years earlier than that. And more than 40 million people worldwide suffer with this debilitating disease, and that number has accelerated as the human lifespan has increased. But also, interestingly, as people's sleep time has decreased. It's now estimated that 1 in 10 adults over the age of 65 live with Alzheimer's disease. So sleep offers new hope for both predicting and preventing Alzheimer's disease. So we know that sleep quality, especially deep sleep when we're not dreaming, deteriorates as we get older. And this is linked to a decline in memory. But in people living with Alzheimer's disease, the disruption of sleep is far worse, and sleep disturbances start many years before the onset of Alzheimer's symptoms. And this could mean that sleep problems are actually an early warning sign of the disease itself. So Alzheimer's disease is associated with the buildup of a toxic protein called beta-Amyloid, which accumulates together in sticky clumps called plaques in the brain. These amyloid plaques are poisonous and kill nearby brain cells, and this contributes to the mental decline and memory loss we see in Alzheimer's disease. The amyloid plaques only affect certain parts of the brain and not others. The locations in the brain where they accumulate early in Alzheimer's and most severely in the late stages of the disease are the same parts of the brain that generate deep, non-dream sleep. So the more plaque deposits there are in this part of the brain, the more impaired and disrupted deep sleep quality is in older individuals. So this really points to a strong link between a loss of deep sleep on the one hand and the development of Alzheimer's disease on the other. And recent research has actually gone a step further and shown that the sleep you're having right now is actually a vision of your future. So your sleep quality tells you when and how fast Alzheimer's disease will develop in your brain. And we can now estimate with some degree of accuracy a time frame for when Alzheimer's is most likely to strike in a person's life. So rather than waiting for someone to develop this progressive brain disease many years down the road, we can now estimate how sleep quality predicts the accumulation of this beta-amyloid deposits as we age. So measuring sleep quality helps us to travel into the future and estimate where your amyloid buildup will be inside your brain, which will indicate the beginning of Alzheimer's disease. But this sort of prediction, without any prevention measure, isn't much help to someone who's been told they're going to develop Alzheimer's disease at some point in the future. So the silver lining here is that there's something we can actually do about it, and a strong clue of what this is happens every night while you're sound asleep. So when you're in deep, what we call slow wave sleep, the brain's deep cleaning team go to work cleaning up all the metabolic rubbish and debris left in the brain by the processing during that day. So the brain's deep cleaning team are called glial cells, and one of their jobs is to clear up all of the metabolic toxins that have been built up during the previous day. And amongst other metabolic waste, both beta-Amyloid and another toxic protein that's associated with Alzheimer's disease called tau are washed away by this overnight deep clean. So it seems that our sleep and the development of Alzheimer's disease are inextricably linked. Without sufficient sleep, toxic proteins that kill brain cells like amyloid plaques and tau build up in the brain, especially in the parts of the brain responsible for deep sleep, attacking and degrading them. So the more sleep you lose each night, the more these brain cell killing proteins are building up, night after night, year after year. So not getting enough sleep across your adult life will significantly increase your chances of developing Alzheimer's disease. In fact, people who pride themselves on not needing much sleep might actually be increasing their chances of major memory problems and dementia later in life. And to give you two real examples, both Ronald Reagan and Margaret Thatcher often claimed they only needed a few hours sleep a night, and both, sadly, went on to develop Alzheimer's disease. So this really begs the question, what can actually help us turn back the clock by getting more sleep earlier in life, and hopefully rescue our risk of developing Alzheimer's disease later in life? Well, let's start with what doesn't work. So there isn't a sleeping medication currently available on the market that can induce what we would think of as natural sleep. Most sleeping pills just simply sedate you. They inactivate brain regions that induce your deep sleep. And this is why the side effects of sleeping pills are counterintuitively grogginess, forgetfulness, and amnesia, the same symptoms you experience with sleep deprivation. And sleeping pills are also classed as an addictive substance. So your brain becomes dependent upon them, and when you stop taking them, you experience withdrawal symptoms, and ultimately even worse, insomnia. So what can actually help to get those 8 to 9 hours sleep a night that you need? So here's some simple tips based on the latest sleep science. So maintain a regular routine, going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. As part of a nightly wind down routine, avoid viewing computers, smartphones and TV screens in the last hour before bedtime, and keep phones and other digital devices out of your bedroom. Plug them in somewhere else to charge. Engage in some form of physical exercise, ideally earlier during the day. Get exposure to natural daylight, especially in the first half of the day. And avoid stimulants like caffeine and sedatives like alcohol later in the day. If you can't sleep, get out of bed and do a relaxing activity away from the bedroom, such as reading in dim light. Only return to bed when you're actually sleepy. And get screened for sleep apnea if you're known to be a heavy snorer and or you feel excessively tired during the day. And please do consult your doctor if you are experiencing insomnia, and inquire about what's called cognitive behavioural therapy for insomnia. But before we finish up, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we're developing a dementia prevention program. That's an online program on how to prevent the mental decline and memory loss caused by dementia. From healthy aging to memory problems to dementia risks to how to boost brain health to prevent dementia, It will all be in this new program. And if this interests you and you'd like to know more about this new program, you can find out more details at ologyonlinecourses.com/prevent dementia. That's ologyonlinecourses.com/prevent dementia. That's one word, prevent dementia. I hope this episode was relevant and useful for you and your family. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It has been my pleasure to spend time with you, and I will look forward to seeing you next time.